Okay, so let's talk politics. Sunday night, I watched 60 Minutes, and they had an interview with Marjorie Taylor Greene. She was so rude. She was who she normally is. She talked about all of the stuff with number 47, Trump. She talked about the disrespect. She talked about, all of this stuff and how she, went against him and the things he said. And she was talking about the threats. Now, here is my issue with it. Stop. First of all, she was lying. She did not tell the complete truth. And half a truth or part of the truth is a whole lie. She tried to make it seem like, oh, I was not this, I was not that. But later in the interview, when the woman pressed her about, what about the things you said? What about this? She said, what about you? What about how you're coming after me? What about how you're interviewing me? She was interviewing her because if you really had a change of heart and you really understood, you have to know that there was no way you were showing up for Trump and you were being nice, because there's nothing about him that's nice. Everything, you have to be evil, you have to be ugly, you have to be abrasive. When the time comes, you have to be willing to say something stupid, mean, nasty, rude. If you don't, for him, that's kind of like the, not getting your hands dirty and you're not really his minion. So when she was doing that, I was looking like, girl, really? We not stupid. And then she didn't even want to talk about or an apology or anything. One of the things that I found interesting was that she asked her, well, it's kind of odd for you not to have a plan. She's like, what can I say? I'm not the typical politician, but I don't buy it. So, Georgia, we need to watch her back. I don't buy it at all. I believe she's trying to run for something. I believe she's sneaky, conniving. I don't trust her, because anytime you cannot own up to what you've done, then that means that you're planning on doing something else. You didn't really want to come clean. This could be a political stunt. This could be anything. So I didn't find any of her interview like felt bad for her or anything. She did talk about death threats on her son. Now, of course, I don't want to see anybody's child be hurt. Let me say that. But also, I know that parents that get into those situations where you're in deep with different people, you do realize that comes with the territory, right? I know you do. It's just like if it was anybody else, or when they talk about the hood, when it comes to black people, they're like, well, those people know. Okay, so I'm going to use your words on you. Marjorie, you guys know, those people know. You know exactly what you're doing because you're not stupid. You knew how he was bullying everybody. You were even bullying Jasmine Crockett, but you didn't want to apologize. I cannot think of the other lady's name that you also told just to shut up. And she wanted to act like and pretend that she was just misunderstood. See, I have a problem with that. Do not take interviews and do not try to do a tour trying to be a victim when you're really the bully. No, ma'am. You do not get to play games. You do not get to tell me that wasn't me. We're not dating you, okay? You're not our man, so you can't go, baby, that wasn't me. Oh, that was absolutely you. All I'm telling you guys, start watching, because they are doing a lot of flip-flopping right now. If nothing else, you should know that your vote matters and that it's important, because in the midterm elections, once a lot of Republicans lost, you started to see Republicans back off Trump. You started to see them try to flip flop and downplay and say, oh, he's out of control. Don't buy into the hype. They were mad because they thought they still had the wool pulled over the people's eyes and that they were still going to get away. Because the goal of the Republicans and the people that's backing MAGA is to take away our rights and to literally make us a totalitarian nation where you're under dictatorship and that we don't get to have democracy, that they get to run amok and they get to just kind of pick and choose who they hurt. And it begins with race, but that's not the only thing. But it definitely, race does play a part. But it's also about the disenfranchised. It's also about economics. So they want to play those games. What we have to do is to be smarter and to stay the course. Do not start buying into it going, oh, they see it. No, they don't. They just trying to get over. And those midterm elections made them wake up a little bit to play the game a little better. But nobody has changed. Stay woke, wake up, stay woke, be cautious, watch, fight, 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 pray. Notice how I only said watch and pray once? Because, see, too many of y'all like to pray when God has already told you, I don't have any feet but your feet. We have to do some work. Some of y'all got to stop praying because you want to pray after you made a mess. No, but you already got in a mess. You was messy. Now help to get your butt out. And I'm talking about some of you that voted wrong. You don't want to admit it. Okay, cool. But now that you know you messed up, it's really not cool, but whatever. But now that you know you messed up, start working to fix it. Texas, we got work to do. We got to elect Jasmine Crockett to the Senate. We got to elect Freddie Haynes, Pastor Freddie Haynes, to the Congress. We got to get rid of Governor Abbott. He must go. I'm so mad he got the voucher system passed. But if we get rid of him, maybe we can reverse that so that no child will really get left behind. It's been your girl, Candid with Kim, keeping you in on the politics and letting you know your vote is your voice and it does matter.